Mira, mira, loco. ¡Buah, qué locura, tío!
Severe hailstorms and floods trigger destruction across eastern Spain. Collapsing walls, fallen trees, and rising waters cause widespread power outages, multiple hospitalizations, and cancellation of Vuelta de España stage. A torrential downpour and hailstorm has brought fresh chaos to parts of Spain. The east coast city of Tarragona experienced some of the worst weather, with one man filmed being swept down a street turned into a river, as another still on his feet tried to keep up with him by running along the pavement. Part of a shopping center roof came down during the storm, although no one is thought to have been injured. The extreme weather also caused the deaths of around 100 pigeons in Tarragona port, which were reportedly caught out by hail. Surreal images showed their lifeless bodies lying on the tarmac. One local said, "The birds didn't have time to protect themselves, and they were victims of the violent storm that hit the area with intense rain, strong gusts of wind and lightning." Eleven people were injured in the early hours of Saturday morning during freak weather in and around the town of Roda de Berra, a half-hour drive north of the city of Tarragona. They included an 18-year-old woman left fighting for her life after a seafront wall collapsed on top of her, and another two people. Yesterday afternoon's storm, which unleashed its fury a few miles south, resulted in more than 1,000 emergency calls. Firefighters and other emergency responders were mobilized to deal with incidents including flooded basements and fallen trees, which in some cases had come down on cars, as well as road closures. Residents in some parts of Tarragona, just over an hour's drive south of Barcelona, were left without electricity. Three people are understood to have been injured and taken to hospital, although none were described as serious. An intense storm accompanied by hail has flooded several streets in Tarragona during the afternoon of this Monday, August 24th. The water has flowed strongly through different points of the city, causing small floods and affecting railway circulation between Móra la Nova and Reus. The episode has particularly hit the Serrallo neighborhood. The streets of Sant Pere and Gravina have accumulated a significant amount of water in a few minutes, and the hail has broken some window panes.
Oye, mira.
mira los computadores,
Ay, Dios
mira
mío.
las motos.
Yo pensé, mami, mira los árboles se cayeron. Sí, eso estoy viendo.
The firefighters of the Generalitat have received 129 calls related to the storms between 5 p.m. and 6:30 p.m. A total of 107 came from the Tarragona emergency region and 74 corresponded to the city itself. Most of the calls were related to fallen trees and branches, small floods, and electrical cables that were producing sparks. In Vilanova de Prades, a tree fell on a car without causing injuries. Another tree was left across a road in Horta de Sant Joan. Civil Protection has released images of flooded avenues and streets and has urged extreme caution in travel. The most intense storm cells have concentrated in the Camp de Tarragona before moving towards the Penedès. The rain has forced the interruption of railway circulation on lines R14, R15, and RT1 between Móra la Nova and Reus. Renfe has set up an alternative road service for affected R15 travelers due to the disruption. The incident is concentrated on the section between Móra la Nova and Reus. The storm has hit particularly hard on the Serrallo. The water has occupied a good part of the roadway on the streets of Saint-Père and Gravina and has temporarily hindered the circulation of vehicles and pedestrians. The images released during the afternoon show currents of water crossing the streets and accumulations of hail in different points. Civil Protection has urged not to cross flooded areas, neither on foot nor by vehicle, because the depth and force of the water can be difficult to gauge. The storm arrives 2 days after another strong episode of rain that caused flooding, evacuations, and 11 injuries in the province of Tarragona. The special emergency plan for flooding in Catalonia Inuncat remains activated in alert phase. Meteocat had warned of the possibility of intense rain, strong winds, and episodes of hail during the afternoon. In Mallorca, the mini tsunamis, known locally as rissogs, affected the ports of Alcudia, Andradex, and Soler, as well as Port Adriano in the municipality of Calvia, which includes resorts like Magaluf.